Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Why is this such a big deal? Because if we zoom out for a moment, it becomes clear that this could significantly increase attention on Solana and by extension on Zebec network, ZBCN. Let's not forget, not too long ago, Zebec ranked in the top 10 in utility on Solana. That alone should raise eyebrows. Considering where it was just months before, this climb is not just impressive, it's remarkable. A project many were calling a sleeper suddenly asserted itself as a heavy hitter in the Solana ecosystem. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. What makes this rise even more exciting is how unexpected it was. Just a short while ago, ZBCN wasn't exactly in the spotlight, but when it surged into the top 10 for utility among all projects built on Solana, it sent a clear signal. Zebec is not some half-baked imitation of Ripple or Stellar. It's not just trying to ride coattails. It's here with its own identity and growing purpose. And if we peel back another layer, things get even more interesting. One of the early backers of Zebec was allegedly Solana Ventures itself. Think about that for a second. Solana is a giant, one of the top chains by usage, volume, and innovation. It doesn't need to support just any startup. So if Solana Ventures decided to support Zebec, even at an early stage, that tells us they saw something special. They believed in the fundamentals. Because let's be honest, a chain like Solana wouldn't waste time or capital on a project unless it had genuine potential. It gets better. Zebec is also allegedly part of the Circle Alliance. Yes, that's the same Circle that issues USDC, the second most used stablecoin in the world. Circle has been one of the most influential companies in blockchain finance, and now they're also publicly listed. That gives them credibility on Wall Street, not just in crypto. Now imagine a public company like Circle backing or even just partnering with a smaller project like Zebec. That kind of endorsement carries weight. It signals that Zebec might be more integrated into serious enterprise-level infrastructure than many people realize. There are also whispers that Circle holds a significant amount of ZBCN tokens. That would be another huge green flag for long-term holders, because if institutions are getting in early and quietly accumulating, then retail investors might want to start paying closer attention. And here's where things start to connect. The launch of a Solana ETF in Canada might seem unrelated at first glance, but it's actually part of a bigger picture. When Solana gains exposure to traditional finance through something like an ETF, it increases awareness of the ecosystem. And as more eyes turn toward Solana, some investors, especially institutions and high-net-worth individuals, will start asking questions. What's getting built on Solana? What's actually being used? That's where Zebec could come into play. Zebec has already proven itself as one of the most utilized and versatile projects on Solana. If someone goes digging into Solana-based utility tokens, there's a good chance Zebec will come up. And if they see its connections to Circle, Solana Ventures, and its presence in the top 10 for utility, it's game over. Attention will turn into capital. Now, let's talk about what Zebec actually does, because a lot of people confuse it with other fintech-style crypto projects. Zebec isn't just a payments token. It's involved in multiple verticals: AI-based payroll, real-world asset tokenization, RWAs, cross-border payments, global chain finance, and enterprise-grade payroll solutions. And it's not just theoretical. According to the project's reports, they're already working with over 200 enterprise clients in the payroll sector. Let that sink in. 200 companies using Zebec solutions to manage and execute payroll, many of them through blockchain rails. That's not small-time adoption, that's real-world usage. Just in May, the monthly payroll volume processed on Zebec reportedly reached $40 million. That's serious money moving through this system. Now think about the kind of narratives that attract attention during a bull run. RWAs, AI integration, enterprise adoption, cross-border finance. Zebec ticks every single one of those boxes. It's like a narrative powerhouse wrapped in a single project. And if Solana starts gaining more legitimacy through ETFs and institutional interest, then Zebec, being part of that same ecosystem, could ride that wave. We've seen this story before. Remember what happened with Jupiter? When Solana surged, Jupiter wasn't far behind. That's how ecosystems work. When the base chain gains attention, its most promising dapps tend to follow. Now, Jupiter and Zebec are fundamentally different. Jupiter is a DeFi aggregator focused on swaps and liquidity routing. Zebec, on the other hand, is targeting enterprise use cases, especially real-world applications like payroll and B2B payments. But they share the same chain, and they can benefit from the same rising tide. Let's talk about price. Right now, some skeptics are saying that a move to 10 cents for ZBCN is unlikely. That would represent about a 30x from today's prices. But those same people will turn around and tell you Bitcoin could reach $300,000 in the same cycle. That's less than a 3x from where BTC is currently trading. Think about that. People are okay with assuming BTC, a $1 trillion asset, can triple, but they scoff at the idea of a smaller cap altcoin doing a 30x. That's the whole point of altcoins. They're supposed to give you asymmetric returns. That's their role in the portfolio. ZBCN isn't a microcap, sure, but it's also nowhere near the top 50. It still has room to breathe. At 10 cents per coin, the fully diluted valuation would be around $8.5 billion. That's big, yes, but not unreasonable. Let's put that in context. Dogecoin reached over $80 billion in market cap in 2021. Shiba Inu soared to over $40 billion. XRP today still holds above $30 billion. So, for a utility-based project like Zebec to hit $8.5 billion is not that crazy, especially not in a cycle where real-world utility, DePIN, RWA, and enterprise adoption are the hot narratives. And here's my personal take. I believed in ZBCN back when it was way lower than it is now. So even with the recent pullbacks, I'm not shaken. Why? Because I have a long-term conviction. My strategy isn't to day trade this. I'm dollar cost averaging, DCA, holding, and letting the market cycle play out. I'm not saying you should copy me. I'm not giving financial advice, but I am sharing what works for me. Simple, steady accumulation and patience. That's it. No crazy leverage, no moonshot gambling, just consistency. People sometimes tell me, oh, why not chase microcaps for 100x? And my answer is simple. The risk isn't worth it. Many microcaps rug, go to zero, or lose momentum the second the hype fades. I'd rather be in something like ZBCN, a project with real use cases, active clients, and actual partnerships. Speaking of partnerships, let's not ignore the Zebec Cards program. That's another piece of utility that's flying under the radar. It connects the blockchain world with traditional spending infrastructure. These cards make it easier for users and businesses to spend crypto like cash, a crucial piece of adoption. That's real-world integration. Zebec also has a record of building, launching, and executing. It's not vaporware. It's not just a white paper with a dream. They've delivered. And to me, that's incredibly important, especially in a sea of projects that overpromise and underdeliver. I'm not saying ZBCN is perfect. No project is. But from where I'm standing, the fundamentals are stronger than most. And when that big pump came a while ago, I didn't time it perfectly. I didn't know the exact moment it would take off. I just stayed in my position, and when the market finally woke up, I was already there. That's the game. Markets move in bursts. They often do the unexpected. Look at what happened with XCN, one of Zebec's competitors. It pumped out of nowhere, even when I thought it might take longer. Sometimes things happen fast, sometimes they don't. But you need to be in position before they happen. If you're trying to time it down to the second, you're likely going to miss it altogether. So what's next for ZBCN? No one knows for sure. But here's what we do know. It's active, it's building. It has early institutional backing, it's integrated with Solana, it's touching multiple hot sectors in crypto. And if Solana pops off again, if the ETF creates a ripple effect, Zebec could easily be one of the ecosystem projects that benefits. So I'm staying put, I'm watching, I'm accumulating, and I'm not letting short-term volatility shake long-term conviction. Was this video helpful? Smash that like button and drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next ZBCN update or other altcoin deep dives. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay smart, stay skeptical, and stay invested in narratives that actually make sense. Catch you in the next one.